All right, folks, gather round the campfire for a tale of storms and samurai, where the forces of nature played a pivotal role in shaping the fate of a nation. This is the legendary story of how a typhoon, known as the kamikaze, or divine wind, saved Japan from Mongol invasion in the 13th century. Our story begins in the late 1200s, during the time of the mighty Mongol Empire, which had conquered vast swaths of Asia and Europe. The empire was led by Kublai Khan, the grandson of the great Genghis Khan. Kublai Khan, having established the Yuan dynasty in China, set his sights on Japan, eager to expand his dominion. In 1274, Kublai Khan sent a formidable fleet of ships carrying thousands of soldiers to Japan. This was the first Mongol invasion. The Japanese samurai, though brave and skilled, were vastly outnumbered by the Mongol forces, which included Korean and Chinese soldiers as well. The Mongols were known for their devastating military tactics and advanced weaponry, including gunpowder bombs, which were new to the Japanese. The Mongol fleet sailed across the Korea Strait and landed on the islands of Tsushima and Iki before heading towards the main islands of Japan. The Japanese defenders put up a fierce resistance, but the invaders pressed on, reaching the shores of Hakata Bay in Kyushu. Just as the situation seemed dire for the Japanese, the heavens intervened. A powerful typhoon swept across the region, wreaking havoc on the Mongol fleet. The storm's ferocity tore through the ships, sinking many and scattering the rest. The Mongol soldiers, unaccustomed to such violent weather and unable to regroup, were forced to retreat. The few who survived limped back to the mainland, and Japan was spared, for the time being. But Kublai Khan was not one to give up easily. Determined to conquer Japan, he launched a second invasion in 1281. This time, he amassed an even larger fleet, with estimates of over 4,000 ships and 140,000 soldiers, making it one of the largest invasion forces in history. The Japanese, anticipating another attack, had fortified their defenses, building walls and watchtowers along the coast. As the massive Mongol fleet approached, the Japanese defenders prepared for a desperate battle. Once again, it seemed as though Japan might fall under the weight of the Mongol onslaught. But then, history repeated itself in a remarkable way. Another typhoon, even more powerful than the first, swept through the region. This storm became known as the kamikaze, or divine wind. The kamikaze unleashed its fury on the Mongol fleet, destroying hundreds of ships and drowning tens of thousands of soldiers. The storm was so intense that it not only decimated the invading forces, but also demoralized those who survived. The remnants of the Mongol army were left with no choice but to abandon their invasion and return to the mainland, their ambitions of conquering Japan thwarted once more. The Japanese believed that these typhoons were sent by the gods to protect their homeland. The term kamikaze would later be revived during World War II to describe the suicide pilots who sought to defend Japan with the same fervor that the divine winds had once done.